That's insane. Did my nose just start bleeding? Yep. What's going on, guys? Ocean Super here. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time. Today we're going to be discussing why I sold my CBR 1000 RR and replaced it with the CB 1000R. That's like 2 less R's. A lot of my riding, I gotta turn this music down, hold on, I can't think. A lot of my riding is roads like this, back roads, not a lot of highway. I used to ride a lot more highway miles than I do now. That's why I preferred having a Super Sport for the longest time and fighting the wind, you know, going 70, 80 miles an hour. It's just, over time, it just gets kind of annoying. And it's nice to just have a bike that you can just duck and get away from, get out of the wind, you know, just really slip between the air. And it also is really good in a turn. It's good on back roads. So if you do a lot of both, it's a really good bike. But, you know, recently I really just started doing back road riding. And leader bikes, they have torque down low, they have power everywhere, but they don't really build on that power until, you know, halfway through the rev range. With these bikes, they're detuned, they make less horsepower, they technically make a little less torque, but they're making that torque, it feels like a lot lower down on the RPM. It just, that 0 to 5,000, 6,000, where usually a leader bike is going to be pretty gutless. Oh, saying that sounds terrible because they're not gutless, but versus a naked bike like this, these just feel so much more torquey. They have so much more get up and go, lower in the RPMs. So if you're just riding a lot of back roads like this where you really don't have to fight the wind, you know, when you're going under, you know, 60 miles an hour and you just want that extra punch, and you're not going to do a lot of high speed stuff like on the highway, like you see those guys down in like Houston and Dallas do. If you're not doing a lot of that, you really don't need a sport bike. And that's kind of the crossroads that I hit. And I've always loved Honda. I've always loved these kind of bikes. My dad owned, growing up, my dad had a 07 or 08 Honda Hornet 919, which is basically just this bike's like great grandfather. I love that bike. Actually, I dumped that bike when I was like 16 in my driveway, tore up my knee. That's a funny story. But do I regret it? Yes and no. Mostly no, I do not regret it. This bike around town, even back roads, like 90% of the riding I do, this bike just does better. The only real difference between this bike and a CBR is they're going to be about the same speed, up to pretty much 100 miles an hour, give or take. The only difference is this bike will start to fall off after 100 miles an hour because you're just a big parachute up above this thing. There's no windshield. There's no, like, if you tuck, you're still in the wind. Versus as a Super Sport, after 100 miles an hour, you go into that tuck, you will just enter a slip space, and you're not resisting the wind at all. You're just becoming one with the bike, and you're just taking off. So at 100 miles an hour, a Super Sport is just gonna go. And this bike, it has the power to go, but if you've ever seen a drag car pop a parachute going 100 miles an hour at the drag strip, or 100, you know, that's basically going to be you constantly on the highway going 100 miles an hour. I just don't do a lot of that anymore because I don't do a lot of highway riding anymore. And not to say that this bike won't ride on the highway, because it definitely will. Has plenty of power. I mean, it tops out at like 140. Without a limiter, you could probably push it farther than that. So, like, you know, on any type of interstate, any type of highway riding, you have more than enough power. It's not about the power, it's just you're going to be fighting that wind trying to sustain 80 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour. Even 70 after a while, you're going to feel it. You know, if you have an hour commute or whatever, 30 minutes in, you're going to be feeling that wind. But this bike, man, I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost just more fun. I don't know if any of you guys have grown up riding dirt bikes or anything like that, but I grew up riding dirt bikes. So this kind of feeling where it's just the handlebars and then whatever little display you have, I don't know, it's not that it reminds me of a dirt bike, but it kind of gives me the same feeling I had whenever I was growing up and just riding my dirt bikes. It kind of almost gives me the same feeling. It's just more fun. It just kind of gives you that fun, just lively feeling, like you can just whip this thing around. It's just like a big old toy. Versus when you're on a super sport, it's like, you know, you're serious. You're on like a race machine. And this song sucks. I have ADHD, sorry guys. Oh, this up and down quick shifter is so good. I should pass him on a blind turn. Jesus, take the handlebars type shift. You just kind of feel like Hiccup and Toothless. One with the ride type shit. Please stay in your lane. I'm freaking out. Is this where I'm supposed to go? No, that's not where I'm supposed to go. Wrong way, sorry. Oh, I should have went right there. That's just a pretty spot. Oh, this bike is so torquey, dude. Holy shit. I can't explain it because this bike technically isn't that fast for a naked bike. Like, it flies pretty under the radar, but man, there's just something about the power band. It's like, there's something about this bike. I don't know if other naked bikes are like this. I honestly don't know. This is the only naked bike I've ever ridden. But man, the way it builds power, it's just effortless. There's just... Woo-hoo! Oh, I think everything just flew out of my backpack, but that's okay. Actually, that's not okay. I have a lot of expensive shit in there. Oh my God, this power. It's ridiculous. And I'm coming from like 4 years of leader bike riding, and it still surprises me. It's incredible. It's incredible. Riding motorcycles is incredible. There's just something so beautiful about riding. But yeah, I mean, if any of you guys that have leader bikes or have super sports, 600s, 1000s, you find yourself at the crossroad of this bike is I'll never touch its limits on the street, just dodged a wasp. You're at a crossroads and you're just telling yourself, you're asking yourself, this bike is capable of so much more than I even feel comfortable getting to because of cops or because of my own limitations or whatever. And it's like, yeah, the bike is fun, but I know it can be so much more fun, but I can never have that kind of fun because of where I ride. Like where I live, there's so many cops. I'm gonna turn around on this road. There's so many cops where I ride at. I'm gonna just turn around right here. Whee! Anyone coming? Nope. Golly. Holy shit. That's insane. I know that you guys probably think that naked bikes aren't as cool, and you know, the book talk girlies aren't gonna like you as much if you don't have a super sport, but you guys really ought to consider a naked bike, something that doesn't have as quite high a top speed, but it's just a torque monster. You'll have so much fun. Like, coming from someone that I was raised on two wheels. Like, I've been riding motorcycles since basically I could walk. So speed and torque and stuff, it's nothing that is new to me. And I'm coming from like 4 years of just strictly riding 1000s, besides a cruiser here and there. And it gets old unless you're just a speed demon who like defies the laws of speed and physics and cops, and you're a local law enforcement and you don't care, you just have a death wish. Like, I mean, if that's you, no, I mean, hey, no shit from me. If that's you and that's what you like to do and you're comfortable with it, I mean, hey, ride safe, brother. But don't ever ride faster than your guardian angel can fly. That'd be my advice. But if you're someone that just doesn't, like, you know what your limitations are on the street, you know that if you're ever going to push it like that, you'd be better off on a track, you'd be better off being safe, but you still want to have fun on the street, I would highly suggest a naked bike, something like this. It's just, you just can't beat it, man. You really just can't beat it. There's just something about these bikes. Glad it's still recording. I recorded a video a couple days ago and it wasn't really recording. Did my nose just start bleeding? Yep.